G'day guys, welcome to Hessflix.
Hey, I thought I was going to say the intro. Mate. Okay, anyway. Look, I'm going to say to you guys, I thought Mickey 17, I thought it was a great movie.
I
What do you
thought that
think?
it was absolutely terrible. It just wasn't as good as everyone says it is.
Of course, man.
Look, I'm the one that comes after you, so I think my opinion counts the most.
Okay, now I've got rid of that stupid multiple, I'll come out and say it. Mickey 17 is one of the best movies of 2025 so far, but does that actually make it a good movie given my track record with movies so far this year? Keep on watching to find out. Mickey 17, directed by Bong Joon Ho, follows unlikely hero Mickey Barnes as he finds himself in the extraordinary circumstance of working for an employer who demands the ultimate commitment to the job, to die for a living. Straight off the bat, guys, Robert Pattinson is just so enjoyable to watch on screen. He's got so much charisma, so much screen presence, and his acting here is truly an achievement. In this film, he plays multiple versions of himself, yet they're both kind of nuanced and different at the same time, but then you can also see how they are sort of part of the same person as well. And that's something special to achieve on screen. Something as well that I think is maybe going to be overlooked in this film that really shouldn't be. The VFX here is seamless. It is done so well. There's so many moments where there's two copies of Robert Pattinson's character, Mickey Barnes, interacting with each other. And there's never a break in immersion. There's never a moment when you go, oh, you can really tell they green screened that or they shot that in a bad way just to cover up using, doubles on set. Like, it just looks so good. Oh man, he's back again. I just can't get rid of this stupid guy. But anyway, I'll continue with the review. So overall, guys, the film, it's pretty good. The story, it's pretty good. Apart from the villains, Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette being a little goofy for my taste, I thought it was good, and I think that's just a personal taste thing. A lot of people will love that kind of goofy sort of aspect to the film. The movie is clearly trying to draw parallels between Mark Ruffalo's character and Donald Trump. It's really signposting this at some moments. And look, maybe it's easy for me to say that it doesn't bother me because I don't have any positive feelings towards Trump, but I can understand if you are someone that does have some sympathies towards him, or you don't like more overt kind of comparisons to real life in a film, it may frustrate you a little bit. And look, as sympathetic as I am to where the film is coming from, at the same time, I don't think it really makes any intelligent commentary on any of the issues with that. I think Mark Ruffalo's character is just too dumb and cartoony for anything kind of profound to be said about Donald Trump. It also felt like the movie got a little bit juvenile at times. There's this scene where Naomi, Akkie's character, just yells profanities at him, and yes, maybe that'll be cathartic for some people, but it doesn't really do anything for me personally. When I watch a movie like this that seems like maybe it's trying to discuss some political ideas or make some political commentary, I'm more interested in seeing, okay, how can we tackle this sort of negative force with positivity, or how can we tackle it with intelligence or diplomacy, or, doing something clever or taking action but in a way that's like morally correct. And I don't think this movie really kind of does that. Instead, it's more just satisfying to go, oh, look at this evil cartoony villain. And, in the end, spoiler alert, guys, big spoiler alert. In the end, he gets what's deserved. He gets killed. And yeah, I'm just not the kind of person, I would never advocate for political violence. And I don't think this movie's necessarily doing that. That might be reading way too much into it. But at the same time, I'm not sure that it really has anything to say about that from where I was sitting. And personally, for me too, I think this Mark Ruffalo performance, it just didn't quite hit for me. I think maybe a reason for that is remembering his recent brilliant performance in Poor Things. He was just so funny there, and here, the humor, I don't know, I didn't quite find it that funny, but also, I don't think that's Mark Ruffalo's fault. I think that's maybe more the script, but maybe that is just reading way too much into it, because I still had a lot of fun with this. I thought it was entertaining, I was there for the whole ride, the story was, interesting. It's science fiction. It's right up my alley. I thought the world building was really good. It was also quite creative, especially with the aliens. I feel like in these kind of movies, where you're trying to feel a whole bunch of empathy for some kind of alien population that the humans are coming in and destroying. The aliens are often quite humanoid, but here they're sort of a bit more insect-like, and I like that choice. After watching this movie, my girlfriend actually came up with a really interesting reading of the film. Sort of similar to Doctor Who. I think this movie's trying to make a bit of commentary on how at different times in our lives, we are sort of different versions of ourselves. There's parts of ourselves that change, there's parts of ourselves that we let go of. Basically, the version of us today is different to the version of us that's going to wake up tomorrow. And that can be a scary thing. It can be really hard to let go of some parts of ourselves or embrace other parts of ourselves. But I think if you are able to accept that and see yourself a bit more holistically, a bit more imperfect, not just in one steady state, but sometimes changing, constantly evolving, if you are able to do that, you can sort of come together within yourself and achieve amazing things. Look, guys, I know that probably sounds a little bit cheesy and maybe you're at home groaning, but, I think this film, there's a sweet core message in there if you do want to read into it. So yeah, maybe in this movie there's one or two plot elements where you go, oh, is that really going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. But I think we can forgive the movie for that, because if you just sit back, you enjoy an entertaining story, you enjoy an amazing cast, a brilliant acting performance from Robert Pattinson, some fantastic special effects. You just sit back, you enjoy all that, and you go, hey, this was a pretty good movie. What more can you ask for? So overall, I'm going to give Mickey 17... 3.5 out of 5. It doesn't really leave me with too much to think about afterwards, but I had a fun time watching it. And I think you can clearly see that Bong Joon Ho knows what he's doing. I mean, some people would say that's stating the obvious, but you can clearly tell. He's a well-established director. You just know he's going to make a good film and you're going to enjoy watching it. So yeah, I was really happy to watch this. But guys, please let me know what you thought down in the comments, and maybe consider subscribing if you're keen to see some more film, TV content. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you down in the comments.